Hello there. Welcome to the basement. And this is the Saturday Night Chill. And do we have some stuff to talk about? Do we have some stuff? Holy shit. We've got the clusterfuck over at DC, which is a big one. Fucker. We've got some awesome sounding Star Wars leaks. Do for the Ahsoka show. It's gonna be a blast. A biggity blast. Gotta feed the addictions. So, let's start off with the Detective Comics movie universe types of stuff. Boy, has James Gunn had himself an active week. Started off last weekend, a week ago today, getting into a wee bit of a Twitter war with Josh over at the Den of Nerds about whether or not he likes Cavill, and Josh himself has spent most of this past actual week owning his own L contributions to that situation. Basically saying he does not regret the info he put out at all, which he should not, because as we will see, it was accurate. But he did freely admit that the way he presented, he could have presented his info in a much better way. Instead of making it about James Gunn's feelings, he could have made it about, one second. There we go. Could have made it about his actual actions at DC, not necessarily his feelings. That's weird. Okay. Well, that's better. All right. Sorry about that. Just a little glitch. Anyway, so a quick summary of that one. Last weekend, Josh at the Den of Nerds tweeted just a quick one-liner. James Gunn does not like Henry Cavill. Some other random Twitter person went ahead and quote tweeted that to Campbell and asked him if he wanted to debunk it. And of course, Gunn. Of course, Gunn tweeted back, sure, false. And then Josh went back at him, letting him know that ever since Gunn said that was false, more people let him know that, Gunn's a little bit full of shizzle. So Twitch Gunn did not take kindly and made some kind of mom's basement insult. It just got all kinds of funky. Anyway, later last week, let me pull up the story. And again, I don't have the cool tech that more veteran streamers have yet, so my shared screen is this. I'm getting there, though. I'm saving up for a badass computer and 2 monitors and all that shizzle, so pretty soon I'll be able to do all the cool shit everyone else does. But for now, so, we have this article here from the Variety magazine. James Gunn writing new Superman film. Henry Cavill will not return, but I had to play different DC character. We'll get to that little bit of a line later. This came out on the 14th, so this was Thursday. This news came out, or this article, I should say. It said things are heating up in Metropolis as DC Studios co-head James Gunn has announced he's writing a new feature film about Superman. In step with the new project, Gunn has also revealed that Henry Cavill will not return as the hero. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year, the director turned label chief tweeted Wednesday evening. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. Sources close to DC told Variety that Gunn, his co-president Peter Safran, and Cavill met recently and are all energized to find something in the comic book universe for Cavill to tackle. Cavill confirmed that he would not be reprising the role of Superman in a statement shared on the Instagram. It's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life, Cavill wrote. I respect that James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape is past, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. He's British, he never says y'all. What the fuck am I doing? It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. Gunn has been at work on the new Superman story for some time, insiders say. The script will focus on the character's life as a cub reporter in the fictional city of Metropolis. Audiences will encounter him meeting key characters like colleague Lois Lane, insiders added. Additionally, Variety sources said the new Gunn project will not replace the previously announced J.J. Abrams' Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman concept, which is still in active development. Cavill isn't the only star from the last DC era to sit down with Gunn and Safran. Ben Affleck, who has played Batman in the numerous films from the label, recently met with the pair to specifically discuss the prospect of directing an upcoming DC feature. Individuals familiar with those talks said. The Superman news comes after a week of headlines following Warner Brothers' decision to not move forward with a new Wonder Woman movie with director Patty Jenkins. On Tuesday, Jenkins tweeted a lengthy statement saying she was open to considering anything asked of me in regards to a potential third project, which was scrapped. Shortly after, Gunn responded with support, saying to Jenkins on Twitter, I can attest that all of Peter and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional. As Gunn stated Monday, more details on the reimagined DC Universe are expected to come in January. Black Dragon is here. Holy Black Dragon, how you doing tonight, man? We'll be leaving early tonight. I'm hosting a movie on the Star Wars Guys Discord in about an hour or so. Oh! Well, have fun with that, shiz. Thanks for stopping by on your way to go do what you got to do, though. I appreciate it a lot, man. How you doing? How are things? The Star Wars guy. I'm not familiar with the Star Wars guys. Like I said, I'm still a newbie. I'm still learning the community and the ins and outs and, you know, who's into what and where they stand on various things. So, but that's dope. Which movie? Anyway, that's side stuff. So, specifics about this article. So, yep, Peter and I have DC slate ready to go, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, basically it turns down to whether or not Josh was 100% accurate on Gunn's personal feelings about Cavill. The last ounce of courage. Oh, nice. Haven't actually seen it. I've heard about it. Heard it's good. Where was I? Yeah. So after the whole Josh deal, like I said, he may not have been right about the actual emotion, but probably, in my opinion, his sources have been good. I've been watching him long enough to know that. But at a minimum, he was right about Cavill, you know, about Gunn at least not liking Cavill for being the new DCU Superman. So at least that much ended up being true, which was dope. Are you on the Matt Cave Discord? Am I on yes, I am on the Matt Cave Discord, actually. Yeah, I like Matt. Matt's a great guy. He's a fun guy. I like him. I like popping in, or I pop in on his streams anytime I can. So, and then obviously what happened Wednesday night, James Gunn tweeting out what he tweeted out, and then Cavill following up with, I have to say, the dude knows how to write, period. And we'll get into his next little project later too, which I'm actually looking forward to, even though I know jack shit about the thing other than it exists and it seems pretty fucking cool. But we'll get to that. But yes, this Insta post of his is so well written, and especially the The second part, which is like his personal address to his fans, of which I am one and have been, again, as I've mentioned, since he was on the Tudors back in the day on Showtime. Then you can get access to Paul's and join us tonight. I probably could. I might come through later. I do have this to do. But anytime I'm not doing my own shiz, I'd be more than happy to check out other cool shit. I'm always happy to check out other cool shit. Always. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. But yeah, this post by Cavill, the second half, I'm going to read it again just because it's so freaking awesome. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape is past, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, dude knows how to put that emotion in his post when he really wants to. My goodness. That is such a heartfelt post. I mean, I got to respect the dude for that. I know we've all heard he does appear to have some personality flaws, at least when it comes to conducting himself on set and whatnot. We've all heard the rumblings. But that is, I mean, you got to give the dude credit for knowing how to write and at least talk to his fans. Maybe not his coworkers so much. But, got to give the dude credit. That was a beautiful freaking post, man. That was a beautiful post. But, yeah, so, of course, that was that news. And, obviously, which those of us who are nerd vendors, i.e. followers of Josh at the Den of Nerds, we're obviously quite interested in, not just because, we want to know what the hell's going on in DC, but, because he and Josh actually freaking got into it. And then articles were written. The Direct posted an article. Hollywood Reporter posted an article. There was a third one that I can't remember the name of that I looked at that I actually DM'd Josh on the Discord. Because it's funny. The Hollywood Reporter just called him a fan. The Direct mentioned him in the channel by name. And then this third article that I found actually just called Josh a Twitter troll, which was kind of funny because that's about, honestly, by his own admission, about 60% true. Mr. Dragon, what have you? What we got? I believe that Gunn is going to script Superman. Cavill is a purist when it comes to canon storylines. That's why he left The Witcher. Yeah? Well, that's part of why he left The Witcher. He also left The Witcher to don the cape. Because he had, even though there is nothing on paper, which really should have told him what was happening, since no one ever gave him anything to sign. But he at least claims that there is what do you call it? A vocal agreement, a voice agreement. Hey, we're gonna do this. And so he was like, all right, well, cool. I'm gonna be Superman now, and these guys the writer's room at The Witcher sucks my taint. So I'm out. I'm going to go be Superman and fuck Netflix. Unfortunately, however, as he mentioned in his Instagram post, a month later, Gunn was hired in Saffron. And, well, now, when it comes to Gunn having his story about a younger Superman, and that means Cavill is not suited for the role. And I'm going to admit I'm saying this partially because I'm a Cavill fan, but dude, what the fuck? Did you not watch the end of Mandalorian season 2 or episodes 4 and 5 of Book of Boba Fett? Or have you not seen the previews for fucking Indiana Jones 5? Like, de-aging technology is insane. If you wanted a 22-year-old Henry Cavill, you could have a 22-year-old Henry Cavill. Come on, man. one of the few down earth actors in Hollywood. Yeah. Who actually cares about the, yes. At least all appearances. If he actually doesn't, he's doing a damn good job of making it look that way. I will agree about that. And I am inclined to agree with you, though. He actually genuinely cares about his fans. Like I said, there's rumblings about how he treats, his coworkers and stuff. But yeah, when it comes to the fans, he loves us. He knows we butter that bread when it comes down to it. Maximus, thanks for stopping in, buddy. How you doing? No, Black Dragon never watched the Book of Boba Fett. Well, it was aight. Wasn't great. Definitely wasn't great. The best 2 episodes were the episodes that brought actually Din Djarin in and Luke and Ahsoka, and those 2 episodes were written by Filoni. So there you have it. Well, where was I? Oh, yes, Cavill Gunn. Yeah, so, yeah, wanting a different actor than Cavill because you wanted a younger, because you're writing a younger Superman. Again, dude, de-aging technology and deep fake technology is so on point nowadays. It's so on fucking point. Like that's a bullshit excuse, bro. Just a bullshit excuse. At least in my mind. Major bullshit. So, anywho. Oh, yes. And this Gunn is claiming that, he and Safran and Cavill talked about maybe Mr. Cavill doing other things in the new DCU. Again, he's pretty insane. Like, I mean, if I'm Henry Cavill, I'm like, you took away my cape and my tights and my kick-ass S on my chest. And now you want me to come back maybe later and do something else after you removed my super suit? That would be my response personally. Like, yeah, I was Superman, bro. The fucking superhero. The superhero. The creation that 90% of the rest of the superheroes that now exist have at least a partial basis in because of all the freaking power Superman has. There's literally not another superhero that doesn't have at least something of Superman in them. Whether it's personality or power, probably a little bit of both, definitely at least the power. I mean, come on. If you were Superman, oh yeah, hell yeah, boys, Tales of the Jedi is the shit. But if you were the one playing Superman, and the new head of the studio that was in charge of your character was like, bruh, I'm gonna go in a different direction with Superman, so I don't need you to wear the cape anymore, but I could have a few something else's for you down the line if you're interested. I'd be like, no. You can spin on this. Matter of fact, you can spin on both of these motherfuckers. But that's just me. So again, I think Gunn, let's just say Gunn's been making some questionable decisions since he got handed the reins. Now it remains to be seen if they will pay out, obviously. There are still many ways in which he could do this right. First thing he could do right is not direct his Superman movie, just write it and hand it off to somebody and let them do the actual thing. But, we'll see. Oh, yes. One other thing about his DCU reboot, which obviously is going to be a reboot because Wonder Woman gone too. Batfleck's been gone. Batfleck's been gone. Now Wonder Woman's gone along with Patty Jenkins. We'll talk about that a little bit here in a second. There's reports out there that Momoa is not going to be Aquaman anymore, but that he's going to be Lobo. Of course, that for me, I do not consider bad news. Personally, I love Lobo. I read a few of his. I read some. I never went sweaty into his comics, but I read enough of them to know I love the character. And like I've said before, if you put a picture up, if you do some Googling, you get a picture of the Momoa, and then you get a picture of the Lobo and stick them next to each other. The only difference is the alien look of Lobo, honestly, with the pale skin and the red eyes and shit. Other than that, Momoa is fucking Lobo, and he knows it, and he loves Lobo himself, and he wants to play him. So, I mean, it's always a good thing to have an actor playing something that he's passionate about. Well, almost always, I should say. There are exceptions. Black Adam. But yeah. Oh yes, the whole Patty Jenkins thing. The whole Wonder Woman 3 happened this week too, and holy crap, that was some nutty poo. Nutty poo. And of course, my story disappeared for that one. So pretty please bear with me shortly. Because that was a wee bit of fun back and forth and two. Because as was reported prior, when it was decided that Gunn and Safran were axing Patty's script and whatnot, some of the trades had reported that when Patty was asked to called into the meeting and let know that her script didn't fit in with their new plans and could she please change thus and this and thus and this and thus, her response was to storm out and at some point send a Wikipedia link on the subject of character arcs to... Okay, I'm sorry. I forget which. It was. I don't think it was Gunnar Safran. I think it was either Abdi or DeLuca or whatever the fuck the other one's name is. But anyway, she sent someone a link. Allegedly sent someone a Wikipedia link about character arcs in response to the criticisms to her script, which I assume means that the changes they wanted her to make to her script didn't follow with her previously established Wonder Woman plans. Black Dragon. I grew up on the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. We'll put this up for everyone to see. Grew up on Linda Carter Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot. Yes. Them's facts, sir. I remember Linda Carter when I being Wonder Woman when I was a kid. That was a dope show. Plus, even now, Linda Carter looked good, yo. Linda Carter looked good. So, but yeah, so that's what the Hollywood trades said happened, which obviously didn't make Miss Jenkins look like anything other than a petulant child. One moment. So, of course, hey, you done playing Hawk? What's up, man? What's up, Scotty? Scotty too hotty. How'd the rest of your game go, bro? Did you find your stash of cool shit that you was looking for when I popped off to come over and do this? But anywho, so in response to the articles in the trades, Patty Jenkins wrote out a whole little statement and done tweeted it. And she said the following. Sigh. That's literally the first word in this thing. Sigh. Last raid, I pulled out 2 high-level armor sets. Oh, that's dope. I mean, especially if you end up on a raid with a bunch of people just coming at you from all levels, you're going to need the I'm here for the reporting. I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you coming through, Scotty, a lot. I really do, man. It's good to see you on this end. But anyway, okay, yes. So Patty Jenkins is doodad here. And again, let me reiterate. The first word in this, letter is sigh. ... I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on it, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She is an incredible character. That is damn Skippy. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. Walking side by side, blah, 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 blah. Kissing ass. Love you fans. Love you everybody. Blah, blah, blah. Yakety fucking schmackety. The important part was what she was saying about the articles that were released about her, which of course she obviously refuted because they make her look like shit. I know what you're worried about, but I've seen several kind of smoke on streaming as long as you're not doing a specific smoke. Yeah. Oh, is it that obvious? Is it that obvious? Well, here's some more obvious. Just for the record, though, I don't bring my cigarettes on stream either. Although I do mark all my shit not for kids. I don't bring my cigarettes onto camera either, just because, you know, I'm attempting to be semi-respectful. I don't show the brands of my shit. Oops. I try not to show the brands of my shit. Because ain't nobody paying me for nothing. So why give them free advertising? No, but those have been around now. Yeah, I mean, true. Yes, there's no doubt, Black Dragon, from our conversations, you're pretty much a veteran of, you know, life. You've seen the shit. You know the shit. You've done the shit. I'm guessing at least a fair amount of the shit. So, and you know, I respect that, man. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Ms. Jenkins. So, of course, she has to issue her rebuttal and, of course, call what her side, the facts and the trades full of shizzle. But, I mean, yeah, it is a bit of he said, she said. But at least for me, I'm more inclined to believe the trades than the Hollywood elite, so to speak. Because half of their job, just like anyone who's in the public eye, is PR. And they have to avoid looking like shit. That's the reason James Gunn has been going hard on Twitter, probably too. He wants to control the narrative so he doesn't look like a dumbass. But yeah, so first we got the Cavill. Well, actually, last week we had the Jenkins and the Den of Nerds. This week we got the Cavill and the Jenkins. Yeah, DC's it's going to be interesting. All right, honestly, Black Dragon is the zero sugar version. I don't know if you recognize that from the color of the can. You can let me know. Oh, by the way, will someone let me know how the music level is? Because, you know, as I've mentioned before, I'm still on the low end of tech, and honestly, that's a Bluetooth speaker sitting next to my computer. I'm not actually running it through a mixer or anything. So if someone just let me know if I need to put the speaker closer to, farther away from the mic. Damn little gnat. or, turn it up or down or what have you, I'd appreciate the tip, because I want you guys to enjoy yourself without having weirdness going on. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Ooh, this is a good beat. Anyway, so what other? I swear there was one more fun crap with DC, but I can't freaking remember anymore. Oh yeah, James Gunn did respond to Patty's statement, just with a real quick tweet. And all it said was, "I can attest that all of Peter and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional." You recognize Cam, but you get the regular. Yeah, I used to get the regular. I used to drink the all sounds good levels. Well, thank you, Maximus. I appreciate that. You get the regular. Right on. But yeah, James Gunn, I can attest that all my interactions were, okay, let me quote this correctly, pleasant and professional. So, of course, naturally he's going to back up hers, because otherwise, it doesn't, that the trades assessment of the situation did not make either of them look very good at all. So, yeah, DC's been a hoot. However, allegedly, although we haven't heard anything for sure on this yet, allegedly Gunn and Safran had to go meet with the Zaz this week, drinking roughly the rate of 1 can an hour as long as I'm awake. And you've never had kidney stones? Honestly, I drink a shit ton of pop, and I've never had them either. So my dad has. I don't know how I haven't, but but yeah, supposedly Gunn and Safran had to take their DC Bible, and meet with the Zaz, and get his approval. And of course, it's been bandied about that we will hear something after the beginning of the next year, which kind of, yeah, no kidding. Nope, knock on wood. Yeah, yes. Kidney stones is something I hope I avoid my entire life. Thank you. But what was I talking about? Squirrel. Oh yes. Yeah, we can hope. Well, actually, first of all, I want to know exactly. I'm hoping we get a leak on what Zaslav thought, or if he had to send them back to the drawing board on anything. And we also have to remember that even though early next year sounds like it's far away, it's December 17th, y'all. Next year's in like 2.5 freaking weeks. So we shall see what we shall see. Which, ooh, yeah, don't forget January 4th, the Bad Batch. I'm very excited for that. I'm blowing through the first season right now, just so it's all fresh in my brain. Oh, Hawk. What you got saying, Scotty? I'm so hyped for her Red Rogue Squadron. She's an Air Force brat like my mom, and Patty's father was pilot. Oh, your mom was an Air Force brat. That's dope, dude. Yeah, my dad was in the Navy. He was a radioman in Norfolk for the most part. He was actually never on a ship, but yeah, no. And obviously Black Dragon served. Navy SEAL. Don't fuck with that dude. Now here's the only kicker about damn it, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Right. To the Rogue Squadron stuff. Originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process. When it became clear it wouldn't happen soon enough, I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I'm still on it, and that project's been in active development ever since. Here's the line. Here's the line. The line. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do it. Well, the sentences, I should say. We never do it until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. To me, that's a wee bit interesting. Number one, it's definitely not a guarantee that Rogue Squadron is coming back. It does mean, however, that it's not actually axed, so that's good. There's still possibility, but she made sure, and I mean made sure, to make it look like it's not guaranteed. I mean, obviously, she specifically said, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but the potential is great. And I do agree with her on that. The potential is there for that to be a dope-ass movie. As long as she writes it better than Wonder Woman 2. Now, I will say, real talk, I haven't actually watched Wonder Woman 2 yet. But when the 90% opinion is that it's booty cheeks, I think I'm pretty safe in saying, even without having seen it, is booty cheeks. So, yeah, we can hope she writes a Rogue Squadron better than she wrote Wonder Woman 2. Now, Wonder Woman, the first one, holy fuck, that movie was excellent. Yeah, I stole the booty cheeks from Josh. I admit it. I don't care. Fuck it. It's a free country, and he didn't trademark the shit. So, yeah. Yes, Rogue Squadron. Yes. I hope it comes through. I hope they make it. I'm ready for Star Wars in the fucking theaters again, yo. I am totally ready for Star Wars in the fucking theater. I'm sure you all are too. So yeah, I honestly hope that movie comes to fruition, because that, I mean, who the fuck doesn't love space battles? So, but you know, she made sure not to make it a yeah. Gal Gadot is definitely a well-formed, highly attractive woman. That is for sure. Show. Of course, her mandatory Israeli military service probably helped. As Black Dragon can attest to, militaries tend to get you in some shape. At least in the initial, you know, once you've been in for 20 years, and if you work your way to a desk job, that may change. But at least at the beginning, yo ass is in shape. So, but yes, I definitely agree. Gal Gadot is a magnificent, magnificent looking woman, and a fine actress too. Actually, what was that other movie I just saw her in? Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, but she did a kick-ass job in that too. So, yeah, I'm definitely a Gal Gadot fan. I hope she finds more work. I mean, personally, I say anyone that James Gunn rejects, Feige needs to be on the phone with, like, now. Like, can you imagine Gal Gadot as, say, Psylocke? Or even maybe a fully adult Jubilee if they want to go that route. There's just so many people she could play. What's the Shi'ar Empress's name? Because supposedly Marvel's going to be going hard on the mutants in Phase 7. And if they're going hard on the mutants, that means they got to go hard on the X-Men, and the Shi'ar were a big part of the X-Men. So she could play that Shi'ar Empress chick, too. Hell, she could throw on a red wig and be Jean Grey. I mean, criminy. She could do all kinds of shit. All I'm saying is if DC's going to reject badass talent, then Feige needs to snag it. So, Death on the Nile. No, I'm not thinking that. I would, like, if I actually saw the correct title, I'd be like, yeah, and that's not it. But anywho, so yeah, Gadot's gone, Cavill gone. Yes, exactly, Scotty. That's the one. That's the one. Speaking of Xavier, I would not be mad if Giancarlo Esposito was a new Professor X in the full MCU 616 universe that should be popping out again after Secret Wars. I would not be mad at Giancarlo Esposito in that. I mean, obviously, we're mostly used to seeing him as a villain. You know, Mando, The Boys, all kinds of other things, but I can see and hear him in my head, and he fucking murders that role. I would love to see Esposito as Professor X. Anyway, we're talking DC right now, though. We can get to Marvel. But yeah, so the whole you got the Cavill thing, you got the Jenkins thing. We still don't know if Mr. Gunn is, and when he does this reboot, is going to keep his toys or not. We do know that he's leaving Matt Reeves' the Batman out. There was a quick rumor about Pattinson being the DCU Batman, and both Gunn and Reeves squashed that one. So there's that. So who the hell are they going to cast for all this shit now? Like, honestly, I mean, Snyder did some badass casting, especially with Cavill. He's my fave Superman, only second to Christopher Reeve. Cavill, Gunn just needs to, when he does his Superman movie, he needs to not make this one humongous mistake. You're never going to be Richard Donner. You're never going to recreate the Reeve Superman. Don't even try. Just don't. It's not going to happen. Don't do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture or any juncture. So that's I think Pattinson did a decent job. Pattinson did a decent job as Batman, not so much. You know what? I can agree with that. Yeah, when he was in the suit, he did pretty all right. His Bruce Wayne was, I mean, obviously, for anyone to witness their parents being murdered and that causing them to grow up, learn 8 million different kinds of martial arts, throw on a costume, and go beat the fuck out of people, means you got some kind of issues. It really does. But Pattinson went overboard on the issues having part of the Bruce Wayne. He didn't make him look like a dude with trauma issues. He made him look like a dude that was on the verge of going straight Joker. So definitely his performance in the cape and cowl and ears was much stronger than his performance in the street clothes. Faux show. Now we have the other, at least what I consider big ass, dope ass piece of news for this week. The one that's got me super excited, because let's face it, the DC news, while fun to follow, is just, we're following a clusterfuck right now. And it's not a lot of good news coming out of there. So, excuse me. So, in the interest of having some badass news, we have this article from Making Star Wars. And this, y'all, is the shiz. This is from Jason Ward on makingstarwars.net. And he posted this Thursday. I'm going to head out, set up this watch party. See you next Saturday. All right, man. Have a good time on your watch party. And appreciate you stopping by at every stream so far. Don't think I haven't noticed, sir. Have fun over there, man. We'll see you next week. But yeah, we have Ahsoka news from makingstarwars.net. And this shit is hype. Alrighty. Star Wars Ahsoka exclusive. Young Ahsoka and the World Between Worlds. Right there. That's dope. So, the article proceeds as follows. During the production of Star Wars Ahsoka, there was a code for a character I am reluctant to share at the moment. Fine, be that way, Jason. But through this code, I was able to figure out and confirm Ahsoka Tano had different code names for the different eras, not areas, eras, times of her story using different using different actors for those moments. This was my first hunch that we would see Ahsoka in different eras of her life to some extent. But before you think that's all this story takes a sharp turn. Ooh. To be clear, there is another young actor playing Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars Ahsoka, and it is not the excellent Rosario Dawson. Again, I go back to you could have just fucking de-aged her, look at the technology. But anyway, nor is it fan favorite actress Ashley Eckstein, obviously the voice of Ahsoka Tano in everything animated that she's been in. I cannot confirm if Ashley Eckstein is voicing the young Ahsoka at this time. To be clear, these are glimpses or small sequences, and Dawson will play Ahsoka during the majority of the story. Dope. We, the audiences, will get glimpses of Tano in other times and eras via the World Between Worlds. There is a version of Ahsoka in her late teens, one for another undisclosed time, in parentheses it says might be present-day Ahsoka in terms of the narrative itself, parentheses. And finally, for the version we saw in the final moment of Star Wars Rebels in her magical white robes. And that was a dope-ass outfit. My Darth Vader sources have confirmed Ahsoka will fight, quote-unquote, Darth Vader in more than one way, and Hayden Christensen required some training for a sequence in the series because we will see his face again on screen wearing the same costume he wore on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah! Sorry. We will see many possible outcomes for Ahsoka's life and how, in essence, no matter what, they all lead to a particular moment in her story. If Ahsoka had returned to the Jedi Order, she would be the one fighting Darth Vader and Mustafar having the high ground, not Obi-Wan Kenobi, because what happened had to happen to get Tano to where she and the Skywalkers needed to be. I can also confirm Hayden Christensen filmed the fight scenes with Clone Wars Ahsoka in this scenario. Through the World Between Worlds, it seems present-day Ahsoka will learn that Anakin Skywalker was destined to take the path he did, and we, the audience, will see aspects of those outcomes, and in some of them, we see live-action Clone Wars era Ahsoka Tano played by a new actor in a duel with her former Jedi Master, taking the place of Obi-Wan Kenobi in this reality that never was. Ahsoka will also see other visions in these sequences. Had Ahsoka killed Thrawn and Ezra Bridger did not need to use the Purgle, Ahsoka's destiny remained the same. The lesson for Tano appears to be that she cannot change her destiny, and instead, she must embrace it. In essence, it sounds like Ahsoka works through her regrets. This is why she is so centered and at peace when she's with Luke Skywalker. Que sera, sera. And the last line in the article, this Ahsoka series is sounding pretty badass. Hell yeah, it is. I mean, first of all, we get more Hayden, yo. And we get Clone Wars Hayden. We get Revenge of the Sith Hayden, which we got a glimpse of, obviously, in Kenobi, stabbing people twice, and them surviving twice. Anyway, but yes, wearing the same costume who wore Moose. Yeah. So we're going to get a different actress, but she's going to be fighting Hayden. That's going to be dope. Now, the Worlds Between Worlds thing. Dave's got to be careful here. And I say that because the World Between Worlds, if misused, can create a spaghetti clusterfuck of multi-universal garbage that, frankly, I personally, just me, don't think belongs in Star Wars. Leave the multiversal crap for the DC and the Marvel and, actual things that started as comics, not have been adapted into comics to expand the IP. Now, so far as the use being portrayed in this article, I fucking love that. That's not messing around with multiple things. It's not changing anything. It's just Filoni is basically using the World Between Worlds in this situation just to create what if scenarios. And let us see what if scenarios play out, but not actually get in there and fuck around with them. At least it doesn't look like it from this article. Whoopsie. What you got to say, Scotty? At the end of Rebels, Ezra and Ahsoka went back to the exact same times they got pulled in from. Ahsoka hid until the timeline caught up with itself. All right, yeah. See, I haven't watched Rebels in a minute, so we'll see your time on Malachor. All right, you're gonna have to refresh me on that one. Like I just said, I haven't watched. I loved Rebels, but I haven't actually gotten around to the rewatch on that yet. I'm gonna, obviously, because like I said, Rebels was dope and I enjoyed it a lot. But I haven't gotten to the rewatch on it yet, so and I still need to. But yeah, this might be the dopest article I've seen about the Ahsoka show, and the most encouraging article I've seen about the Ahsoka show in quite some time, if not ever. So yeah, that's got me geeked. I mean, even if there had been no Hayden, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am fucking stoked that we get Hayden back again, and that all that does is confirm like rumors we've been hearing for a while that he was going to be in it anyway. But at least now we have confirmation, and he's not just going to be popping in for a quick freaking cameo. Him coming in there to redo his fight scene on Mustafar, but with Ahsoka instead of Obi-Wan. I cannot wait to see that. That's just going to be, of course, that's just going to be an expensive scene to make for a TV show. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I mean, yeah, but even without Hayden, just the World Between Worlds thing is going to be freaking awesome. Not to mention that that new, what is it? Beyond Space or New Space, or it's not the Unknown Regions, it's that other new thing that they're going to be that they've said they're going to be introducing too, with where the Force is a little different there. It's treated differently. It's more similar to actual magic rather than just the I don't even know how do you want to, closer to actual spell casting magic rather than just force of will type sorcery is what I would call when you're just using your will instead of actual spell casting. The difference between magic and sorcery. That's not what I need. This is what I need. So I think that New Space shit sounds dope. And there's going to be Force users there. There's going to be magic users there. We're supposed to get a version of the Night Sisters. That'll be cool because the Night Sisters were dope as fuck. Mother Talzin was dope as fuck in the Clone Wars. So, Wild Space. Thank you, Maximus. Wild Space. But yeah, I think that whole concept. Where are you going? I think that whole concept is going to be pretty freaking sweet too. But yeah, and just the whole underlying theme that Ahsoka cannot escape her destiny. It is your destiny. It is your destiny. Okay, I'm done with that shit. But yeah, she can't escape her destiny. What will be, will be. Which is cool because she. I mean, if you watch the Clone Wars and whatnot, that poor girl had a lot to come to terms with. So, and also just the earlier reports that it was going to be kind of a samurai style show in the first place, which I mean fits considering what she's up to at least at this point in the timeline when Din Djarin ran into her. She's just out there running around righting wrongs and trying to track down Ezra and Thrawn. So, speaking of the Thrawn casting, who is stoked that Lars Mikkelsen is going to play him in live action too? That voice, yes, Miss Syndulla. You know, that sounded way more like Crosshair than it did freaking Thrawn. My bad. Probably because I've been watching the Bad Batch and I love me some fucking Crosshair. Oh, yes. Something else we can talk about, too, is the Bad Batch Season 2 reviews. But we can get to that in a second. We're on live action right now. But yeah, so that whole Ahsoka thing, oh, I so cannot wait for that show now. I mean, I was already, pretty damn hyped for it before, but if Jason over at Making Star Wars is even half right about this stuff, holy shit. Holy shit. And if you're watching, babe, they're right there. Can you see them? I know the stupid ass name that StreamYard makes me put on here is kind of annoying me, but there they are. See, there's American. And there's T'Challa. It's a couple of Beanie Babies I got from the corner gas station, but they're Marvel, so they're cool. So eat a dick. But yeah, I was already hyped for Ahsoka anyway, and this stuff just, oh man. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The Star Wars part of me is at freaking noon right now with this news, yo. Straight up. Not even going to lie. Just say I'm glad I'm wearing house pants and not denim. So, oh yes, the Bad Batch Season 2 reviews. Those actually came out pretty sweet. And I don't even have that pulled up. Here we go. Well, good. I got to it quickly. Yeah, I completely forgot about the reviews for a little bit. I'm glad I thought of them now because season 2 reviews are all for the Bad Batch are looking freaking promising as well. Here's one, Sean Keane from CNET. Now, you're going to hear a lot of things. The people that got the early release of the Bad Batch, they got the first 14 episodes out of the 16-episode season. The only thing they did not get to see was the 2-part finale. No one gets to see that shit yet. And well, obviously, except for the people that made it. But, that's a given. Captain Obvious shit right there. But, oh, yay, I'm glad, love. That's my wife, everybody. Say hi to my wife, Heather. But yeah, so those who got the early release got 98% of the damn show. And this is what some of them said. Like I said, Sean Keane from CNET. I blasted through 14 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 2 last week, and it was amazing. It captures the coolest elements of Season 1. Some pivotal moments in the Star Wars timeline, excellent Clone Wars callbacks, and Crosshair's storyline is incredible. I love that, because Crosshair, even though he's a douche nozzle, is still one of my favorite characters. Jacob Fisher from Discussing Film. Seen the first 4 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 2, and whilst there's a couple of weaker episodes, it's one of the best Star Wars animated seasons yet. Some fun surprise inclusions, but more importantly, some excellent and quite dark storytelling. Huge improvement from Season 1. He does mention a couple of weaker episodes, but let's face it, folks. Statistical percentages dictate that no season of any show of any length, unless it's literally like 2 shows, basically, you're gonna have a couple of slower ones. You're gonna have a couple of weaker ones. It's just the way it goes. It's just them's just life facts. But calling it one of the best animated seasons yet. Fun surprise inclusions. I mean, I know we're all digging seeing Cody in the preview again. And maybe finding out what the hell's going on with that dude, because, last time we saw him was in Clone Wars. No, actually, last time we saw him in regular Earth timeline was in Clone Wars. Last time we saw him in Star Wars timeline is when he ordered the firing upon of his up until that literal point in time favorite General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Tried to put the blast on him. So, Laughing Place. I've seen the first few episodes of Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2, and I can report that it retains the same entertaining mix of action and lighthearted fun as the first. But there are also some very dark moments and serious themes at play here. I think fans will be into it. All right, I want to say something about that. This is now 2 reviews that have alluded to the darker, more serious tone that will be at play throughout much of this season. And all I've got to say is this. I know one of the big things that was touted about Andor was its grittiness and darker tone and whatever. And all I'm going to say is if these reviews are accurate, it is proof that you can be dark and gritty and still have space wizards and lightsabers and pew 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 and characters we love, and it still be dark and gritty. So there's that. Tessa Smith, whoever the hell that chick is, her review. I've seen the first 4 episodes of the Bad Batch season 2, and boy does it feel bad, i.e. good, to be back with Clone Force 99. I don't know why she didn't just type good, because whatever. Anyway, the story so far is dark and suspenseful. There it is again, with a filler episode thrown in too. I have up to episode 14 and can't wait to keep watching. It's, in all caps, good. Adam Holmes from Cinema Blend. Star Wars The Bad Batch fans. I've seen the first 14 episodes of season 2, and you're in for some fun times and wild twists ahead. This show continues to be a worthy Clone Wars successor in so many ways, and Omega and Crosshair fans will especially be well sated. Yeah, more love for the Crosshair. And honestly, I know some people like to bag on Omega just a little bit, but I'm in my rewatch of Bad Batch season 1 right now, and I actually think, depending on where Dave takes her, she has potential to be just as big a badass character as what he did with Ahsoka. If he runs her on kind of a similar line, obviously you can't copy it. That would be stupid as fuck. But I feel like her arc could follow kind of a similar line as Ahsoka's arc, and she could turn out to be a bit of a bad. I mean, Maximus likes Omega. Yeah. I mean, you saw in the previews, her skills have improved a lot. Like I said, I'm still on the rewatch, so I don't know how much of that improvement happens before the end of season 1. But, you know, in the preview, she was jumping and flipping and busting that laser bow of hers, or energy bow, I should say, of hers all over the place. It looked dope. Sky Talkers Podcast says, we've seen some episodes of season 2 of The Bad Batch, and not only is the animation breathtaking and beautiful, but it felt great to be back with our favorite rogue clones. The premiere is an exciting kickstart to the season. Savannah Sanders from The Direct. Season 2 of The Bad Batch continues Lucasfilm Animation's tradition of exploring meaningful, complex themes within the boundaries of a family-friendly Star Wars story. Omega is on the fast track to becoming the next Star Wars icon, and the animation is stunning. Cool. Here's a review that pretty much just dwells on what this person, Sanders by name, whoever the fook that is, says. He says, however, from what episodes 1 to 14 had to offer, and apart from a few must-see moments, The Bad Batch still hasn't reached the levels of Rebels or Clone Wars. This reality may be more apparent in light of both Andor and Tales of the Jedi. At least in this article, that's really the only dissenting opinion. The Wolf Den. Hey! Hello there. Hello there. To you, sir. To you, too, the Den. Wolf Den. Hello there. Someone else from The Direct, Russ Milheim. I quite enjoyed the first 10 episodes of The Bad Batch. Overall, it's better than the freshman run, with the Crosshair storyline being particularly strong. There's also some interesting and unexpected lore tidbits throughout. So, Omega grew on me. Yeah, that's at least Echo made her train. How are you, brother? I am doing all right tonight. I hope you're doing well yourself. The Wolf Den. Speaking of which, the wolf is probably my favorite real life animal out there, and was also my high school mascot. So rock. Damn it. Fucking cigarette smoked without me. Damn fire safe strips failed. They fucking failed. Sorry, I got to pause for refreshments here. Anywho, So yeah, at least those reviews I haven't looked up anymore, but those ones, except for the one by Sanders, and I'm seeming like they just kind of threw that one in there just to be fair, which should be done. I think one thing, if I may digress again, and even if I may not, fuck y'all, I'm doing it anyway. Love you. I think one of the main problems out there, period, whether it's in fandoms or the world in general, and at this point, I think pretty much every fandom everywhere is can safely be called a microcosm of what's happening in the real world. So to me, the world and fandoms are interchangeable words at this point. So I will say the main problem with fandoms / the world is way too many people out there are unable to cope with dissenting opinions in a rational manner. Which is a crying shame. Now, I mean, obviously there are things out there that are, like basically flat fucked up and wrong, but when it comes to many things, the modern tendency to take the extreme view on something and just lock yourself in iron right there is, well, fucking stupid. I'm sorry, that's willful narrow-mindedness does not allow for, well, it doesn't allow for harmony or progress of any kind at all. Okay, so that's about as deep as I'm going on that for right now. But again, I don't have a problem with the Sanders person's negative review in there. Sanders' opinion is valid. If he doesn't like the Bad Batch as much as he liked Clone Wars or Rebels, or her, they, whatever, they're fine with that. I have dissenting opinions on any number of Star Wars projects from any number of other Star Wars fans. It's fine. I'm not here to get in an argument with them. If they want to talk about their stuff, I will disagree and I will tell you why, and they can disagree and tell me why. And, if at the end of it we have to agree to disagree, fine. So be it. I mean, honestly, if people could just get to that fucking point where it's like, okay, fine. You know what? Whatever. You got yours, I got mine. Let's agree to disagree, move on with life. Maybe find something we can agree on and, have a good fucking time. That is more and more becoming a lost art, I feel. And it's fucking depressing, honestly. It's sad. And in some cases, even scary, depending on what we're talking about. But, yeah. I mean, okay, I said I wasn't going to go this deep on this and I fucking lied. Sue me. Extremism is in vogue right now, it seems, and it's a crying shame because, at least in my opinion, most of the country / fandoms or whatever, most of us, while we do lean one side or another, we're definitely way closer to the middle than we are the extreme ends of things. But the problem is the extreme ends of things is all we hear about on the news and on all the socials and all that shit. So that's what we all focus in on instead of realizing that when it comes down to it, most of us are way more moderate than we are extreme. And we've those of us in the middle are being drowned out by those on the extreme ends of the ideological divide. So, and that unfortunately bleeds into everything in life at this point: education, fandom, whatever. So I hope someday we can get back to a place where there's some measure of balance. Because, I mean, if you think about it, the concept of balance and the necessity for balance is an idea that's been around for fucking millennia. I mean, all the Eastern cultures are about balance, the yin and the yang, earth, air, fire, water, dark, light. The concept of balance is a big one in Star Wars, obviously. If you read the new Disney canon novels about the Jedi back on Tython, like, thousands upon thousands of years ago, there was no, I mean, they acknowledged that there was a light side and a dark side, but if you were out of balance to one side or another, you had to go to the moon above Tython, either Ashla or for the light side and Bogan? Scotty, if you're still out there, help me out with this one. I believe Bogan for the dark side moon. And side note, Ashla was almost going to be Ahsoka's name at the very beginning. So yeah, I mean, if you were out of balance, you got sent to the moon opposite the direction you were leaning until you brought yourself back in balance. So, I got it, man. All right, cool. Thank you. So, that concept, at least Star Wars timeline, has been in play for fucking ever. Bringing balance back to the Force was the whole purpose for Anakin's creation, according to the George. Oh yeah, that's right. Ashla was her code name in the book and in that last episode of Tales of the Jedi 2. Thank you for the reminder, Wolfden. Or who was it? Hawk. Scott. Sorry, Scotty. I was looking at the wrong name on my chat. Thank you for that correction, Scotty. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ashla was her code name. So maybe I mixed the two up. My apologies if I mixed that two up. But yeah, the concept of balance, both in the real world and in many IPs, has been around for a long time. And unfortunately, we've lost the art of that in the real world. So that's the general problem that we're facing in that's the general problem we're facing in general today. Oh, wow, way to be good with your words, Captain of the Department of Redundancy Department. But yeah, we got to be balanced. Yeah, I have not actually read the Ahsoka book. Actually, there's something up here in the chat I want to address. Let me get back up to it real quick. The Wolf Den wanted to know, what do we all prefer, Mando or Andor? Well, I don't know why you're asking that question, Wolf Den, because it's not like Andor has been controversial in the fandom at all. We were all pretty united on that one, right? Yeah. Brooke. Ooh. Brooke Chen likes Mando, to be honest. Well, this is the first time I've seen... Ooh. Brooke Chen. Well, welcome to my stream, Brooke. I'm happy to see you. I don't recall ever seeing you in here before, and if I did and I'm not remembering, I apologize. If you're familiar with the Nerd Ventures at all, you will understand what I say when I very much engage in blinkers, and so I apologize if we've talked and I just don't remember it. That's why. Justin, welcome, buddy. What's going on, my man? What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Yeah, so let me just go ahead and let's talk about this one. Hell yeah, hashtag Nerd Ventures for life, Justin. Hell yeah. Mando versus Andor. I prefer Mando. Here's what I'm going to say about Andor. As a show, it was a magnificent television show. The script, it was well made. It was well shot. It was well produced. It was well written. It was well costumed. It was well acted. It was a magnificent television show. It was treated with the love and care that Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett should have been treated with. It was treated with the budget that Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett should have been treated with. And therefore, it came out to be a great show. As for how good it is as a Star Wars show, while I understand the storytelling from the perspective of just the regular people in Star Wars that really have jack dick to do with the upper echelons and stuff, as a Star Wars show, it's still a little weak. As a television show, it's fucking magnificent. And from what I've seen, again, the Making Star Wars article about the Ahsoka show and the reviews on the Bad Batch season 2, it has now been proven that you can be dark and gritty and realistic per se, and still have all the fun space wizards and lightsabers and pew pew in it. So that's what I've got to say about that. And Mando's Mando. Mando is Star Wars through and through. That's just the way it is. Oops, that's not the one I didn't click on. But Darth Maximus agrees. Brooke, to be honest, I didn't hate Andor, but I understand why some people dislike it. Yeah, I definitely didn't hate it. Like I said, the only real flaw it had was it lacked the for me, the mysticism is essential to anything you're going to put the Star Wars label on, and they completely 86 the mysticism from Andor. That's really my only problem with it, honestly. Like I said, it's super well made, well written, well produced, well acted, blah 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 blah. I wish, again, I just wish Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi had gotten that same level of love, and both with care in the making of it and with the dough. More dough should have been given to those. Don't like how Dinner Nerd's gone attack for nothing. Yeah, I mean, we all know, most of us here know Josh, and we know he can get a bit trolly at times and be a little extra at times. We all love him for it, though, because let's face it, when he gets that way, it's fucking entertaining. So, however, again, that's just a prime example of it. The shit he caught from the super Andor fans, or as Josh likes to call them, the toxic positive Star Wars fans, is yet another example of a loud ass extreme that needs to shut the fuck up. Andor was a great show. It was not perfect. It is definitely not the way Star Wars should go as a total direction. Can stuff like that be sprinkled in? Fuck yeah, it can. And it should. You know, a little bit of variety inside Star Wars is not a bad thing, as long as the underlying themes that George created are honored, you know? Sorry, I'm reading comments. Decent yes, Brooke. It was a great sci-fi show. Just in terms of sci-fi television, it's fucking badass. That's the thing. It didn't have the mysticism enunciation. It didn't have the mysticism, and that was really the only thing it lacked for me. That and some of the pacing, like that was a 12 episode season that probably could have been 8, honestly. They dwelt a little bit too long on Mon Mothma getting money. I didn't think they spent too much time on the heist. I thought that was a decent build up to that. They spent a little too much time on the build up to it, but the heist itself was pretty dope. The footage of flying through the eye was gorgeous. That was freaking beautiful. And I want to see shit like that on every Star Wars show that they put out from now on. That is the level of care that I want on all their shows, whether they deal with legacy characters or not. I want that. And the mysticism. That's what I want. And that shouldn't be too hard to do in my opine, but whatevs. Yeah, exactly, Maximus. You just want that quality and care for all Star Wars going forward. Hell yeah. Much respect for Josh being honest on his takes. Yep. I mean, like I said, we love Josh because he's a little bit extra sometimes. But one thing you can say is he says most of what he actually feels because there are probably some things he can't say except on private streams. You know, he does have a business to maintain after all. So, you know, there are lines he cannot cross on his public channels or the public portions of his channels. But yeah, overall, we definitely know what the fuck he's thinking. I like leaks about the world between worlds showing up in Soka. They're hoping to give a good surprise when the show drops. Yeah, well, there were surprises alluded to in those leaks from making Star Wars. There were definitely surprises alluded to. Not to mention that that new space stuff and the alternate uses of the Force and finding new Night Sister types, although whether they're actually going to be more dark like the Night Sisters or a more light side balance to them. Again, back to the concept of balance. I'd be happy either way. I just want to see exactly what Dave is going to do with an alternate a whole group of people that have an alternate view of how the Force works. My man Justified MF. Look, no disrespect to any Andor people, but it's just not fair to compare it with Mando. Mando just feels so right in Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that take at all. Mando has that feel. It just has that feel. So, and again, it just comes down to the mysticism. Because Mando has the mysticism. It's got Grogu in there doing forcey things. And then, you know, they introduced Ahsoka in season 2. They fucking brought Luke Skywalker back at the end of season 2. I mean, come on. And, you know, again, as a quick aside, we also saw how good Hamill looked when they deep faked him back to Return of the Jedi face. I mean, that was fucking magnificent. And so I just got to, again, bitch real quick about James Gunn saying Henry Cavill wasn't right for his role because he's going with a bit of a younger Superman. Fuck you, bro. Watch the end of Mando season 2 and tell me you can't keep Cavill on and just deep fake his ass, take 15 years off his ass with some deep fake tech. Seriously, bro. Seriously, bro. Anyway, Justified. So yeah, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild in a good way. I think things are definitely looking up. Brooke, hope Disney can do a better job of managing Star Wars IP going forward. Yeah, such a vast universe. No reason they can't do well with Star Wars since they have done well with Marvel. Well, here's the difference, Brooke, and you're very valid. There is no reason they can't do well with Star Wars since they've done well with Marvel. Here's the thing, though. Lucasfilm needs not necessarily Feige, but a Feige type. And when I say a Feige type, I mean someone who is a massive, massive sweaty and is willing to get in there and walk into a writer's room, look at what they got and be like, nah, fucking weak. Here's what you need to do, and tell them. I mean, Feige did that with the Thunderbolts movie. The Thunderbolts movie was going to have fucking Serpent Society in it as the bads. I mean, don't get me wrong, Serpent Society is all right, but Feige was like, nah, dog, especially after Phase 4. Feige's like, nope. Red Hulk. We're going with Red Hulk. And we're going to bring in Harrison Ford. Oh, yes, and we're going to de-age Harrison Ford, too. Ugh. So frustrated with the Cavill thing about the D8. Anyway, so yeah, that is the main difference. Marvel has Feige, and Lucasfilm has KK. Lucasfilm has Filoni, but Filoni still has to answer to KK. What Lucasfilm needs is Filoni as head creative. Someone else can be the actual CEO of Lucasfilm and just, deal with the business and PR aspects, which is another thing that Lucasfilm is in a total clusterfuck with, is their PR department sucks booty hole. But yeah, that's what Lucasfilm needs, is they need Dave to be in charge of all creative, and then they need a CEO who will just run the business side and just basically, say, hey, Dave, what do you need? And Dave tells this person, and this person says, here. Or just, here's the checkbook. Do your shit. That's what Lucasfilm needs. And until that happens, Lucasfilm will be running behind Marvel. Period. Shout out to Skamook for the deep faking technology. Really hyped for Indiana Jones. I think they totally did. They deep faked him in the preview. That have you watched the trailer yet? That because they have a scene with him being held by Germans in a chair, and they deep faked his ass down to like Raiders of the Lost Ark Harrison Ford. So yeah, it's already been done. They did it. They very much deep faked him in that film. They de-aged the shit out of him. Being a Marvel film could be a good rap on Harrison Ford. Yes, he is in his 80s. And yeah, they had no problem de-aging him by 50 fucking years. I mean, think about that. They were able to de-age Harrison Ford by 50 years, but James Gunn doesn't want to de-age Henry Cavill by like 15. Shout out to him and the people that hired him. Fuck yeah. I mean, I've been a Harrison Ford fan, well, obviously since Star Wars and Indiana Jones, since, he made Indiana Jones between episodes 1 and 2? Was it between 4 and 5 or between 5 and 6? I feel like Raiders came out between Empire and Return of the Jedi. I think. But yeah, so yeah, that Indiana Jones trailer actually looks pretty dope. I'm still a little wonky on the time travel concept, I'm not gonna lie, but the trailer made it look like they might have done it pretty well. So yeah, there's definitely some high potential there. I respect the work James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah, yes. And yeah, that is another thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Brooke. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is still coming out next year. Is James Gunn's, at least for now, fuckery with the DCU going to affect viewership on Gotga 3? Like, are people going to be turned off by him to the point where they are not going to go to the theater and watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Like, if we're thinking about that, you damn well know Feige's thinking about that. Feige's thinking about that. He's in his office wanting to call James Gunn up and be like, you dumb fuck, knock it off. Yeah, that or he's probably thinking I should have left his ass fired. Raiders of the Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones film. It's a tie between both. For me, Raiders over Last Crusade. I don't think Last Crusade is bad, but I mean, Raiders is Raiders. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean Raiders is Raiders is a classic. I love Temple of Doom. We get Short Round back. You all know about that? Shit. What are we getting him back in? What show? Fuck. But we get Short Round back and something coming up pretty soon. That'll be cool. I miss that kid. He was awesome in both he was awesome in both Temple of Doom and the Goonies. Love that kid. Just love the Goonies. Who the hell doesn't love the Goonies? Someone tell me that. Hey guys! You gotta love the Goonies. Show some Goonie love in the chat. What the hell, people? Come on now. But yeah, no. Indiana Jones, it could be dope. I just hope they do it better than they did Crystal Skull, because overall that was an alright movie, but the ending of that was a little bit what the fuck. Hell yeah, the Goonies. But yeah, Ahsoka sounding dope. Seriously, I have a question for y'all. How do you guys feel about the state upcoming? Do you guys think Gunn's going to do all right with the DCU once he finally gets past all this transition clusterfuckness and actually gets into doing some stuff? Are you guys hopeful for that? Are you hopeful for the new DCU, the Gunn DCU, the GDCU, JGDCU, whatever you want to call it? You think there's potential? You think he's going to end up doing an aight job? You think he's going to do some good casting, write some good movies? What do y'all think? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the future of DC? Justin, Justified. Honestly, no, it's DC. I mean, I can't blame you. Darth Maximus says, I don't fucking know, but in an emoji. And yeah, I can't blame either of you for that. Because, let's face it, the DC's history, I mean, I can't even say recent history, like, yeah, I don't know. Do you consider 7 years or so recent history? I mean, if you consider that recent history, then yeah, recent history says probably not going to be that great. If you consider that too far out for recent history, then I'm going to say what I was originally going to say is history says you're right to be a wee bit skeptical. DC gets in, yeah. Well, so does Lucasfilm half the time too, and so did Marvel for this whole last phase, just about. So. I wish DC could make fun. Yes. Well, here's what you do. Dark Knight trilogy films are probably the first Batman films I see and my favorite. Well, I know not your age, Brooke. So I grew up on the Michael Keaton ones myself. But yeah, I do agree. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is badass. Dark Knight Rises was good, but definitely the weakest of the three. The Dark Knight Batman Begins was dope. I love Liam Neeson. And Christian Bale. Holy brain fart on that one. So yeah, Batman Begins was dope. I loved how they did that. The Dark Knight was just, it's not often you get a sequel that's better than the original, but in this case, holy shit. The Dark Knight, man. I can't say enough or as much as I would like to about how awesome that fucking movie was. And Heath Ledger, man. First of all, miss you, buddy. But second of all, I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson, Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Hamill's voice. But Heath Ledger's Joker is the best fucking Joker ever done. Don't at me. Heath Ledger's Joker is the best Joker ever fucking done. Period. That is a cinematic hill I will die on. Because we've all seen Heath Ledger and other stuff. And then you watch him playing the Joker. If you didn't know that was Heath Ledger, you wouldn't know that was Heath Ledger. I mean, that's how good he played that fucking character. If it wasn't his name on the credits, you would know. If they'd have been like, you know, Joker played by blank, you'd just be like, well, shit, now I'll never know who the fuck it is. Because holy fuck. That's all I can say about Heath Ledger as the Joker. What you got, Justin? But this is recent with Marvel, and they still have dubs in Phase. Yes, they do have dubs in Phase 4. Faux show. Loki. I know some people will disagree, but I liked WandaVision. Obviously, No Way Home. Multiverse of Madness for me. It was awesome. I know a lot of people. That was weird. I know there are a fair number of people that get a little. DC, it's more interesting to watch a gunfight with Josh. At least right now it is. You're right. You're absolutely right about that, bro. But I know some people are split with Multiverse of Madness, and I get that one. I love me some Sam Raimi, so of course, Multiverse of Madness was for me, it was fucking dope. It was amazing. I love Multiverse of Madness. But Sam Raimi is definitely has a style all his own, and I can definitely see how some people would find it off-putting, you know? But but yeah, for me, I love Raimi. So for me, that was dope. What you got, Brooke? Favorite Phase 4 films from Marvel would be Spider-Man Away From Home. You mean Far From Home? That one was was that Phase 4? Yeah, that would have to be Phase 4. Yeah, Far From Home was pretty good. Probably either Multiverse of Madness or Wakanda Forever. See, don't murder me, folks. I still haven't gotten to see Wakanda Forever yet. I was going to go to the theater and see it, and then some shit came up, and I just still haven't been. Thor: Love and Thunder was a bit mediocre, though, in my opinion. Well, Brooke, I'm going to have to go a little harder on Love and Thunder than that. Darth Maximus says Ledger was okay. Oh, that's after this anyway. Yeah, a bit mediocre. For me is an understatement. Anytime I think I'm literally, this is still my reaction to Thor: Love and Thunder. You ready? Here it is. What the fuck? That's all I can say about Thor: Love and Thunder is what the fuck. That's all I got. Darth Maximus says Ledger was epic. Yes, he was. Hate to say it, but Love and Thunder is probably my least favorite film. I know the film was okay, but just wasn't great. Again, I'm gonna have to go a little harder on Love and Thunder than that. But you know, if you enjoy, if you were able to enjoy it more than I did, fucking props to you, Brooke. I'm glad. I'm actually happy for you, honestly. I'm happy for anyone that can enjoy something more than I do. Like straight up, I am. Like to the people that fucking like just love Andor up and down. Good on you, folks. Like seriously, good on you. You know, if anyone that finds their jam, at least, and you know, at least in so far as IPs and stuff are concerned, good on you. Do your shit. I think the issue with Multiverse of Madness is that it might have been overhyped, but yeah, good film. I don't know if it was overhyped so much as just again, Sam Raimi can be an acquired taste with some of his directorial tendencies, and this film. And Multiverse of Madness was, It was pretty Raimi. It wasn't, Evil Dead of Army of Darkness Raimi, but it was, if you know Raimi, that film was fucking Raimi. And I loved it. Maximus has been a fan of Raimi since back in the Xena days. Wait, you mean Lucy Lawless, Xena, Warrior Princess Xena? I didn't know. See, this is the problem. I lose track of shit. I didn't know he had anything to do with Xena. Damn it, now I gotta go back and watch that fucking show. Oh, well. I remember there were some rumors about Tom Cruise Iron Man appearing in Multiverse Man, something along. Yes. Those rumors at one point were true. And then obviously things changed. But there were times. Well, let me rephrase. The rumors about in the Tom Cruise Iron Man being desired for Multiverse of Madness were true. That never did come to fruition. Some of the Illuminati characters playing a bigger role, I believe that one was actually true, but then they had to do some cuts and some shit. So, yeah. I mean, we do have King Dynasty and Secret Wars coming in a couple years. And well, in 2 years and 3 years respectively. So, well, 2 and 2.5 about. So that's where we're going to get all our fun variants, I think. And I am a firm believer that Feige is working on getting a lot of the stuff we heard about that was going to be a Multiverse of Madness done for Secret Wars, because that's really where all that shit needs to happen anyway. So, but yeah, Multiverse of Madness, at least for me, was dope. But yeah, Phase 4 overall, definitely weak. I am very much looking forward to Phases 5 and 6. Hearing damn good things about Quantumania. Hearing many good things about Quantumania. That's coming up in the, when the hell's that? Is that another March event, or is that later in the spring? Someone help me out with that shit. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be a little bit of, some goofiness to it, because that's definitely part of the Ant-Man thing. But everything I've heard, and even just watching the trailer a few times, is it's showing me that they're going to be getting down, and it's definitely going to be a much more serious, much darker Ant-Man movie than the previous two. So yeah, I think February. Okay, February. Well, fucking A. That's even better news. It's sooner than I thought. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate that help. Excuse me. So yeah, but yeah, Quantumania looks like it's going to be it looks like it's going to be the beginning of a shift back to a higher quality in the MCU overall. February 17th. Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Darth Maximus says, sweet. I agree. Give me a second. This beat's fucking fat. Okay, that was fine. But yeah, Quantumania. I do agree with those that postulate that positive changes are coming to the MCU in phases 5 and 6. All signs point that way. The fact that there's going to be delays, which, while annoying some people, I feel is a signal that Feige's like, you know what? This pumping out of whatever without me getting in there and making sure it's right is stopping, and it's stopping now. Which is a good thing, because Feige needs to micromanage. We've had the proof of that over the last 2 years. Secret Invasion looks so good, too. You are right. I hadn't even thought about Secret Invasion in a minute. That comes out early next year as well, doesn't it? Pretty sure that's a springy thingy. And yeah, Secret Invasion. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. We get Samuel L. back on Disney Plus. You know, he's still in the MCU, so he's going to have to show restraint, but we get Samuel L. back. And we get a bunch of nasty, badass Skrulls. And, oh, yeah, Secret Invasion looks dope. Matter of fact, I need to get over to... I need to get back over to Comics Explained, and because I've been spending some time over there on Comics Explained, Rob's channel, trying to get some actual good lore in my brain, because I'm not a comic sweaty. So, and if y'all want to get up on some lore, head on over to Comics Explained or Comic Books Explained? Son of a bitch. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, give me a minute. I lied. No. Nope, it is just Comics Explained. Yeah, if you need a refresher on comic lore, or if you're not a big comic sweaty and you want at least the info, you need to go check him out. That dude's got the shit. Brooke. Anyways, just want to say really, look at me adding words. Just want to say really happy I discovered your channel recently. Keep up the good work with the content. Well, Brooke, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy you discovered my channel recently, and I'm happy you're happy with it. Spread the word. But yeah, that really means a great deal to me. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for coming through tonight. I hope you're having a good time so far. Watch some vids on King the Conqueror. What? Yeah, he's a fucking beast. He's a fucking beast. And you know what's even more fun? He's a Richards. He is a descendant of Reed Richards. His name is it Nathan or Franklin? Damn it, brain fart again. But yeah, he's a descendant of Reed Richards from 3,000 years in our future. Which explains why he's so insanely fucking smart. Nathaniel is his name. Yep. Yes, Nathaniel. Yeah, I knew it was either Nathan or Franklin, Nathaniel. Thank you, Brooke. Oops. Yep. Yeah, man, you're doing it. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. You know I love your streams, man. I have so much fun. I have so much fun on your streams. If you guys like watching gaming streams, that channel. I'm still getting used to my camera right there. This guy's got fun gaming streams. He's got fun gaming streams. He's very interactive with the chat. Very entertaining fella. Go check out his gaming streams. This guy. This guy right here. Oh, man. One moment, please. What the hell was that? Stupid screen just blinked at me. Did Did the stream just glitch? Because I swear my little screen over here just did a little whoopty thing. Oh, just let me compliment you, damn it. All right. Screen. Okay, cool. Thank you, Brooke. And thank you, Justin. I appreciate the compliment. And you as well, Brooke. Thank you very much. Didn't see any glitch. Darth Maximus says, okay. Yeah, just my my little screen over here where I can look at my own face. Not that I want to, but it did a little timeout. It went black and did the little spinny thing just for a quick second. So I just want to make sure it didn't screw anything up for y'all. Do I want to drink or do I want to hit? What do I do? What do you think of the beats, Justin? How am I doing with the beats? Can't determine who is more dangerous, King the Conqueror or Dr. Doom. Both, yes, both are insane mad geniuses. Are going to be quite unpredictable. That is a fact. Like I said, I'm not as sweaty, but from the limited information I have gathered, I'm leaning Doom. Just because I feel like I mean, the dude literally stole the power of all the Beyonders and became God Emperor Doom for a while. So I'm and that was in the what's his name? Beats are good, the dancing. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. That, yeah, I won't argue. I'm not that good a dancer. At least not a good solo dancer. You know, get me up on my woman, and that's a different story. Yeah, I mean, Doom is ridiculous. And Doom has the added advantage of not only being a technological / science genius, he's also literally a sorcerer because his mom was an actual witch. So he doesn't just have science and tech, he has magic. Yeah. Evil version of Tony Stark. Yeah, yeah. Except probably 3 times as intelligent as Tony Stark. I mean, Doom is very much a Giga Chad. That even before he stole the Beyonders' power and created a battle world in the Hickman, that's his fucking name, in the Hickman run of Secret Wars. He was a Giga Chad. He's been a Giga Chad from jump. But yeah, he's smarter than Tony Stark. He and Reed Richards are running basically neck and neck. So, of course, there's an evil version of Reed Richards out there too, in the comics at least. See, the Builder? Is that the evil version of Reed Richards? Or is that one of the good versions? What was the evil version of Reed Richards' name? Damn it. Can't figure it out. Can't remember it. Can't remember. Damn. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, but yeah, there's an evil version of Reed Richards who does some shit from what I understand. But yeah, Yeah, Doom is crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. King is a bad motherfucker. I mean, the dude. Okay, so I mean, the dude's from 3,000 years in the future. He's a descendant of Reed Richards. Oh, I'm fine. Smoker's cough. That's all. Anyway, pardon me. Yeah, descendant of Reed Richards. Figured out how to time travel. Figured out how to travel through the multiverse. Won a multiversal war and became He Who Remains at the end of Loki. So yeah, King is definitely not. King is no joke. He's definitely, you definitely would not consider him either a lower or a mid-tier baddie. He is a big bad. He is. Yeah, he's definitely a final boss level villain. Faux show. King is almost always one step ahead, is never satisfied with what he has. Always looking to conquer new unit. Yes. Them's is the facts. Them's is the facts. Pretty crazy doom. Yes, Latveria. Latvia is actually a real country. Or was at one time. My European history is a little shite, but yeah, Latveria is Doom's country. But yeah, that's his Latveria is basically his Sanctum Sanctorum, his Fortress of Solitude, that kind of thing. But yeah, Victor Von Doom, also not a joke. Yeah, no, that's true. It's just his brain and what he creates with it. That's what he has. But then again, descendant of Reed Richards, so it is kind of to be expected in that case. Excuse me one moment here. Get off my computer screen. Okay. Sorry, just a little gnat that's been flying around here and decided to land right in the middle of my laptop screen. And that kind of shit bugs the hell out of me, so I had to make them go away. Oh. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Because I've covered all my shizzle that I can think of for this week. Is everybody ready for holidays coming up? Here's a question. Obviously, next Saturday is Christmas Eve. And then the following Saturday after that, obviously, is New Year's Eve. My question to you guys is this. Would it even be worth my time to do a stream either of those two Saturdays? I know obviously New Year's Eve is probably not likely because, we all know how New Year's Eves go. This year go by. Yeah, it did, Brooke. It definitely went by quite a quickly. But the Christmas Eve one, I'm more curious about, and that's just because I know most people are pretty much done with the whole. Well, some people are done with the whole family activity by the evening. Oh no, that's actually on Christmas Day. No, Christmas Eve is always about the evenings. 'Twas the night before Christmas and all through the house. So, yeah, basically, I just want to know if I should bother to live stream again before. What'll that be? January 7th. Or should I just take the next couple Saturdays off? Darth Maximus. I'll be partying balls both days. Nice. But yeah, so You guys let me know. I mean, I'll be more than happy to pop on either night because, I mean, there's no reason I can't party and stream at the same time, as long as I don't do anything too significantly stupid to get booted off this platform. I mean, hell, I could do it from my phone for like 15 minutes just to say what up or what have you. But yeah, you guys let me know if you're even remotely interested in a stream on either of those Saturdays. And if not, we'll just say fuck it till the new year. And, well, by then, we'll have the Bad Batch premiere to talk about, though, on January 7th, because that shizzle comes out that Wednesday. Yeah. I'll tell you what. You guys think about it. I will throw a poll in the community section on my channel, and y'all let me know that way. I'll throw that poll up probably Wednesday or Thursday after, I figure by that point in the week, everyone's plans will be finalized and whatnot. So, yeah, I'll throw a poll up in the community tab probably Wednesday or Thursday, and you guys let me know that way. All right? That sound good? How's that sound to y'all? How's that sound, chat? Wouldn't mind a Christmas stream. Maybe busy, though. We'll see. Yeah. Darth's down with the poll. Brooks down with the poll. All right, cool. All right, then. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call it. We've been on this shit for 2 hours now, or at least I have. I think we've pretty much squeezed everything out of the subjects that we can for now. So, everyone have a good rest of your weekend. And based on the results of the polls, I will say in advance, potentially have a good holiday season. And, yeah, I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. Yeah, just, keep popping back in. Darth Maximus. Great stream, bro. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that a lot. Well, actually, you know what? I can't say that for sure. Thank you. I'll just say thank you. Thank you very much for that. Justin, later, man. Yeah, have a good night, bro. We'll see you, probably see you Monday for a minute at least. On stream. Brooke has good stream. Thank you, Brooke. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Had a good day watching Avatar. The series or the movie? Series or the movie? Of course, I've never watched either, so I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as you enjoyed what you were watching, that is what counts, Brooke. As long as you enjoyed what you're watching. So, all right, I will. That Avatar. Oh, the new Avatar. Oh, fuck yeah, Way of Water. All right, before I go. Is the hype real? Did it justify the hype? Yes or no? Oh, today's Saturday. Josh went and saw that shit too. You'll probably put a video on that shit tomorrow. So that'll be cool. But what did you think, Brooke? Is the hype justified? Did Cameron do it again? I think it was good, very good visuals, but the story is just decent. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool, though. All right. I think it's reasonable. I assume you mean the hype. I think it's reasonably justified, but I kind of like the first one better. All right, that's cool. I actually probably should rewatch the first one before I watch this one anyway. So I like having those details fresh in my brain when I go watch a sequel and what have you. It's just how I roll. But anywho, okay. So hope y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Like I said, I'll throw that poll up Wednesday or Thursday so we know what the hell we're doing for the holiday season. And based on the results of that, I'll either see y'all the 31st, or I'm sorry, the 24th or the 31st, or not till the 7th. But again, at the 7th, we'll have the Bad Batch premiere to talk about, plus whatever the hell has happened between now and then. So, yeah, everyone, I hope you had a good time. I had a fucking great time with y'all. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for participating in the chat. Thanks for being subscribers. I hope you hit the like on this stream. Make sure you do that before you go. Just thank you for being around and showing me any kind of support. It means so much to me. It really, really does. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And like I say, there's always good times to be had when you're chilling in the basement.